Good day and welcome to today's edition of the Sport Rep Show. I'm your host, Limba Mupetami. Now, of course, without wasting any time, let's start the show with the hit list. Well, it's become clear that American boxer Keyshawn Davis has no interest in taking the slow and meticulous route on his way up to the pugilistic ladder. Instead, the 23-year-old from Virginia has continued to point a daring finger in the face of the lightweight division's elite, in this case, Namibia's Jeremiah Nakathila. Well, of course, Nakathila is yet to taste a world title shot and is most probably ready to take up this fight. Well, this is rather a developing story, and we will keep you up to date with what he decides, whether he's going to take this fight or not. Now, moving onwards, coach Paulus Shipanga on Sunday parted ways with coastal outfit 11 Arrows following their 2-0 defeat to Julinho Sporting from Rundu. Shipanga said he resigned after the match because of poor results due to lack of support from management. The Namibia Kickboxing Federation's abrupt departure from the International Mixed Martial Arts Federation has raised more questions than answers. While in a brief statement, Anita de Klerk, the president of the Namibia Kickboxing Federation, said the federation is concerned about misleading information that has been released to the public. Who is releasing these press releases? Nobody knows. Well, of course, if you want to find out more about these, please read today's Namibian Sun as well as the Republican newspapers. That, of course, is if you are watching in Namibia. Now, up next is the Golden Oldies segment of today's show, right after the break. Well, Club Citizens has played 11 games so far in the Deb Marine Premiership with only 1 point, thus languishing at the bottom of the log. We caught up with assistant coach Neville Geingob, who strongly believes his team will not get relegated this season, as he believes the bad days are behind them. We also caught up with the captain, that of course is Magawa Gure, who says effort is the only way they will get out of this. Check out this interview.
Coach Neville, just an intern of Citizens Football Club. I'm from the youth. I was coaching the second division team of Citizens Impala Chiefs. Come here to help out because of the coaching situation. But anyway, we were having a good game. We did dominate the game, and we played the opponents out. But the lack of experience, we did not even score, but we came to the goal to score, but the finishing was not good, and that's why we called all guys back to come and help this young team. It's a very young team. They are good. They are learning. They're trying to really to lift their socks up for the place where we are to come up. So we're gonna come out from there, from the relegation zone, and we're gonna be there at least like 8 or 7 position, and that's my hope that I'm having.
Okay, coach. You guys have not scored a lot of goals. You guys only scored 2 goals in the games that you've played. What do you guys plan on doing better to make sure that the team starts scoring goals?
One thing is that we are bringing the balls to the heart of the final third of the another team, the opponents, but the lack of finishing a lack of commitment in themselves. It's one main key. But we are working on it, and they will come today, and we will score. We will manage to score 4, 5, or 3 goals, because we were having a lot of chances against Black Africa and young Africans. We were having a lot of chances, but the finishing was poor, and we will next game.
Okay, well, the results haven't been going your way. How do you plan on having these players motivated for the next games?
Because today, me and the head coach me and assistant coach Musa was talking. Let's call those old guys back. So the old guys coming out, these guys, to lift their motivation up, their socks up, so they can get those confident in themselves. They can do it, because we almost managed to beat young Africans. We almost managed to beat Black Africa, but the Black Africa outsmarted us, because we were against the former Brave Warriors coach. And he was a good tactician who can read the game, we analyze it. But we next games, we will manage to at least get a point and a draw. That's what we are planning about it.
Okay, regarding relegation, how confident are you that the team will not get relegated this season?
I'm very confident, because the team will not be relegated, because this team will make it, because I know they can make it, they can do it, they can make it out from it, and they will make it out, because these kids, these young guys, they are determined to come up from it, because they feel like this is their home, and this is where they grow up, and they want to be out the club, and they want to lift the club up from it, and they will fight for it.
Okay, transfers wise, do you guys have any plans of bringing in other players to strengthen the squad, or do you think the squad is okay?
Yes, we are planning about it to bring defense, midfields, and strike. We are planning about bringing also the wing side also to add some goals in, because we are lagging on the defense now. The red cards we are getting, it's a lot, but we will wait for the transfer window to be open again, so we can bring the experienced guys in also to minimize, because we are causing. Even you can see the games we are playing. We are causing in the almost like 3 minutes left for the halftime. The goals have been scored. So that's why we need some defense in our defense to be out these young guys out.
Okay, how is the energy in the dressing room?
The energy in the dressing room, they are top. We are very good. They are top. They are confident. They are fighting. They are trying. They are there. Energy in the dressing room.
Okay, and how is the preparations going for this coming weekend's games?
We are planning big. We are planning something. How can I say, something greater. So what we have studied, we learned the mistakes we've been penalized by the other teams. We are checking on the mistakes, and we are working on the mistakes, because some teams went to look at us, analyze us for the weak points on us. That's why we are working on our weak points and checking, and maybe tomorrow play a little bit of friendly game and check all the weak points, and then we work on the Wednesday. That's all. Okay,
last question. Regarding the weekend, did you guys have any injury concerns of players that you might miss in the upcoming games?
No, there was once or two like that of the goalkeeper we were using against young Africans, but the team doctor said it's okay. He can come back from Tuesday to train. So that's all.
Good afternoon. Clearly, I can say the team is picking up form. As you could see yesterday's performances, to be honest, it has been rough for us. And looking at where we started and losing our coach, it played a role, but then the boys picked up spirit. And the only message I could give the boys was, let's go out and enjoy. Forget the position we find ourselves, and pick up ourselves, and we push.
Okay, Neville has high confidence that you guys will make it out of the relegation zone, and what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, most definitely, because this was just a rough patch to prepare us for what's ahead, and looking at the way the team is, with players coming back from injury and people well done, I believe, yeah, we will.
Okay, you guys brought back a few old guys, like Neville said, who will come help add experience to the team. What good do you think that will do for the team?
Yeah, no, we definitely need experience, because if you look at the squad, it's a complete new squad, and with the old players coming back, I believe that is more motivation, to push. Yeah.
Okay, what do you think you guys need to do more on the field to get the results that you guys actually need?
Fight, that fighting spirit, that, and never say die attitude, and I believe that's it. Fight for one another.
Okay, how is the energy in the dressing room?
No, the boys are hyped up. Like I said, that phase is basically by the way now. You can see the moods are up. The boys are ready. Like they're revamped, let me say.
Okay, you guys haven't had time with a new coach yet, but what are your thoughts on the new coach?
Yeah, he's basically more like a teammate. He literally tells us to go out and enjoy ourselves, and there isn't much instructions he gives us. He literally allows us to be ourselves, and yeah.
Okay, well, what do you think the team has to do more on the field? Tactic-wise, what do you think as a team you need to improve on?
To be honest, we play beautiful football. The only aspect we are lacking is scoring. We don't convert our chances. We can create 10 and we don't convert either chances. So it's just converting our chances.
And the strikers, how do they feel? Is there any pressure on them for them to score goals? Because you guys have only scored 2 goals in the league so far.
Pressure is on them, to be honest, and it's getting to them. And this was just advice, as a team we gave them to relax. Goals will start raining. They just need to believe in themselves and have that composure and believe they can do better. Yeah.
Okay, looking forward to the games that are coming up in the weekend. How is the team looking and how is the energy with the boys?
After yesterday's game, the energy is, the boys are hyped up. They are hyped up, and yeah, the upcoming fixtures, teams should expect surprises.
Okay, last question for you personally. As a team, what can you take away from the performances that you guys had in the weekend?
I'll say it's teamwork, team effort, because the word in the dressing room is effort, 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 and it's literally sinking into the minds of the players. And I believe that is the only thing that can carry us: effort. If we lose, let's lose with effort. If we win, with effort. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
The Nedbank Cycle Challenge was launched today in the capital. Well, of course, we have J.G. van Graan, that is the Chief Financial Officer of Nedbank Namibia, he was speaking at the launch today, as well as the race director, Brian Key. So have a look at these interviews.
That I stand before you today to launch the 2023 Nedbank Cycle Challenge. Now, Nedbank Namibia and our team is really proud to be part of an organization whose commitment goes far beyond being financial experts. We actively and intentionally set out to do good in the communities we serve. The journey of life, colleagues, is very similar to riding a bicycle. In order to remain your equilibrium, you need to keep going, staying adaptable and taking what you can from each experience along the way are 2 very important traits that really cultivates you for any circumstance, whether it be in your personal or professional lives, if you want to keep making progress. Now, for 37 years, that's almost the same age as me, we've proudly sponsored this competitive cycling event, which has not only helped foster some of the truly spectacular bikers in the making over time, but has really transformed the sport from both a gender and racial point of view. And that's something we are really immensely proud of as Nedbank Namibia. We have also welcomed more than 1,000 riders in the recent years, making this one of Namibia's most outstanding showcases in the area of athletics. Now, as we gear up for the 2023 Nedbank Cycle Challenge, I really want to take a moment to reflect on important life lessons that cycling can teach each of us. Whether we're riding our bicycles, leading a business, managing a team, life is full of metaphors and lessons. To paraphrase one of the most accomplished cyclists of all time, Sir Bradley Wiggins, if you want to be successful, you have to train harder than everyone else. And this adage serves as a powerful reminder of the significance of perseverance and commitment in the process of achieving our goals. Namibia's growing reputation as an enthusiastic cycling nation in Africa has seen the country participating in the Olympic Games and hosting the African Continental Mountain Bike Championships just last year, as well as races sanctioned by the UCI. At Nedbank Namibia, we understand that major achievements are not achieved in solitude, and that's why we believe in the power of collaboration. We are really grateful for the support of our co-sponsors, Windhoek Pedal Power, Coca-Cola Namibia, NHB, Pay Today, and the NCF, and we look forward to continue working together to elevate the caliber of Namibian sport. We also recognize that the importance of working with government in achieving our goals, Honourable Minister. We are really honoured to have you here today, and you have always supported us and is a great ambassador for sports in this country. And we really look forward to continuing our partnership to promote and develop cycling in Namibia. Our collective investment of money, time and resources into sport over the years is truly remarkable. And one more valuable life lesson that cycling can teach us as a nation is not to give up when the going gets tough. So I've witnessed and experienced in my own endeavours as a weekend warrior cyclist the determination that cyclists can display as the terrain gets tough, and especially when that finish line is in sight. And I think if we, economically speaking, look at Namibia, we are by no means out of the wood as a country, despite the fact that there's really good early indications of recovery after really a horrifying global pandemic. And be assured, however, that even when things appear to be impossible for us as a nation, there's always a way to get around them. So as a result, I think my outlook for the coming year is one of cautious optimism. No matter how challenging something may initially appear to us in 2023, we need to keep in mind that if we put our minds to it, we as Namibians are capable of accomplishing anything. In closing, invited guests, we all share the same desire for success, whether we are entrepreneurs, managers, leaders, or athletes. And therefore, it's my sincere hope that we embrace these inspirational lessons as we guide and as we set out on this thrilling new journey of 2023 and the next edition of the Nedbank Cycle Challenge. I'm convinced that when we look back at the end of this year, all our efforts, labour and tenacity will be seen to have been worthwhile. Let us continue to do good for Namibia and keep on promoting the benefits of cycling in this beautiful country we call home. I thank you.
Yeah, we'd like to see entries. We usually expect to have about 1,000 entries. Last year we had 750 entries, probably post-COVID and being the first Nedbank Cycle Challenge after COVID times. Yes, so registrations online will be on the Windhoek Pedal Power Facebook page, Nedbank Facebook page, as well as raceday.events. Registration happens on the Saturday, the 11th, from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, providing we'll probably let it also continue through to about 6 o'clock in the evening. A lot of people normally come there with late registrations. The late registrations are about $300 Namibian. With the registration, you will receive a race tag, bib number, and a goodies bag. And last on the registration, it is at the ground floor by the Nedbank campus. The race itself has got 4 categories. You've got the 100-kilometer race, which is the men's category and ladies category. The first 10 positions are eligible for prizes within the male and female categories. You've got, after that, you've got a 60-kilometer, 30-kilometer, and a 20-kilometer, of which each is first 3 places of the different age categories in those categories are eligible for prizes. Then we have a controlled start. It's not the usual start of the gun going off and everybody starts racing. What happens is we start by Fidel Castro, a rolling start down through to the pedestrian crossing in Independence Avenue at opposite the Zoo Park. And that will be the same for returning the finish, but that will be obviously not a rolling finish. There are water points along the way, of which the onboard sponsors of the water points, they will elaborate on their water points themselves. And I think that's pretty much all I have. There's prize giving will be down at the Zoo Park in the tent. That will be by 12 o'clock. The race cuts off at 11. Okay, thank you.
Now on to international sports news. Britain's four-time Olympic champion Mo Farah said today that he expects 2023 to be the final year of his career after confirming he will give his home London Marathon one more shot in April. Farah, who withdrew from last year's event due to injury, has run the London Marathon 3 times with a best finish of 3rd in 2018, the same year he won the Chicago Marathon. New Wallabies coach Eddie Jones has declared that he's not the Messiah, but he's aiming to win this year's World Cup in France. The polarizing veteran has been lured back to coach the national side after Dave Rennie's shock acing earlier this month. FIFA President Gianni Infantino announced on the sidelines of the World Cup in Qatar in December that an expanded Club World Cup is planned from 2025. The bigger competition, which would feature 32 teams, has been a controversial bad project of Infantino's for some time. A 24-team Club World Cup involving 8 European sides had been due to take place in China in 2021, only to be put on hold due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Well, of course, that ends today's Sport Rep show. Catch us again tomorrow, same place, same time.